Welcome to today's collective reading. This is TrinityGaiaOracle. What I got coming into the reading today was that there is a strong emphasis on trusting your intuition, trusting that your first take on a situation, on that deeper, quieter note within you, has something to offer you, to look there, to understand it. And whatever brings confusion to you in this space, especially when it comes to what you have passion for, what you wish to will into existence, to let whatever causes confusion there fall away. Let it be what it is, decay, so that it can be regenerated into something new that you choose it to be, to bring clarity in place of confusion. That to do this, you must take a couple of deep breaths to center yourself and trust that intuition is clear, it is accurate, it is true. If you describe this as a gut feeling, it is on point. And if there is confusion, you decide what is decay and what needs to be transformed. You create your reality through your choices, through your behavior, through that you give your will to. Going a layer deeper into the reading, what's first presented to me is you may have had dreams that just they didn't work out, or in the process of trying everything you could within you to make them work out, you ended up feeling a bit fractured, as though you gave more of yourself away than you realized. And now there's healing that is coming in. You have been willing this into being. You may have been in this fractured state, kind of stuck in a state of like melancholy or depression even. But in this space, you knew what you needed was healing, and that is coming through for you. And sometimes when you're healing, it's not always the most comfortable experience. But just like when you have a cut and it starts to itch, you resist scratching because you know that sensation means that it's healing. It's a similar feeling to that, even though this reconnecting with yourself to these parts of you that are willing to dream again, if you're willing to allow them to itch through the healing until they feel whole once more, everything that you dreamed of is possible. That you were in these past dreams, everything that you gave there was in effect manifesting this, because what you're building here, what you're healing for, is going to be that you actually wanted, desired, longed to have at that time now. And I'm getting clearly that because of this, there's going to be a very strong appreciation for your own strength, for who you are, for every moment you have with this, because you're going to understand on a very, very deep and multi-layered aspect of self, like all of you is going to be aware to some degree of how beautiful this is, how rare it is, that it's yours, that it belongs to nobody else, that it only exists for you, and that it could only exist for you. This has your name on it. Everything that you have done, all of the hurt, all of the fight to hold on to yourself, to keep yourself together to this point, has brought in this very potent manifestation. The challenge now will be being gentle with yourself while you resist itching as you heal. You may find that you've had these masks in place and they've allowed you to move from that moment where the dream you realized was fully fractured and would not heal, to now when this manifestation is coming in for you. You've had masks because you've needed them in order to protect yourself in the state that you're in internally. But the beautiful thing is, you're already choosing to reconnect, to heal, And even though it itches a little bit as it heals, and you find like little jagged edges, little irritations, there's a sense of relief that it's happening, that you're experiencing it. That in spite of the itching, there is definitely a note of relief, of anticipation. And as you take each layer of any mask that you wear that keeps you from being your authentic self in this manifestation with what has come in for you that is uniquely and only capable of being this for you, you will rediscover yourself anew. Who you were when you went into this is still there, but there's new. You know more about yourself. You're stronger, you're wiser. You value new things more and value other things less. You have grown and you have evolved, but the core of who you are, what you believe, right, wrong, what makes you laugh, the foods you don't like, the foods you do like, even to that level, not necessarily deep. It could be to, just what you enjoy doing with your free time. You're still you. So if you find yourself approaching any moment where you're not quite sure, thus the confusion, what do you want it to be? Who do you want to be? How do you want to feel? And whatever does not actually make you feel empowered and happy and excited, and maybe it itches a little bit, choosing the more positive path, but nothing is more important in life, in this existence, than that you feel good. That's what we are here for. And your purpose in this life is to experience joy. And you have manifested this. This is a second chance at not necessarily the same situation, though it definitely could be. But this is a second chance at life. You've always dreamed big and always longed for something this beautiful, with such depth and yet such playful notes to it. This is your chance at that again. You have manifested this through pain and loneliness. And it's here. When it begins to feel like it's a bit overwhelming, take a deep breath, center yourself, whatever you do that helps you really anchor into this moment. Because whatever obstacles were once between you and this manifestation have been removed. They're not even, they're not, you've elevated above it. You're floating above it all. You've levitated. If there are challenges or obstacles before you, it's the ones that exist within yourself. It's not coming from outside of you because you choose. You have that power to control your playing field, like a chess game. You have control of your side of the table, and you have the overview, and you know what moves they're going to make on the other side. You have complete control because your intuition is on point. So trust that intuition, because it's telling you exactly what you need to do to get where you need to go. That's the part that knows what the other side is going to do before it knows what it's going to do. So even if it looks a little iffy, trust it. Trust it, because this is something so beautiful. It's not going to be something that will easily come. It will shock others, the way that you move, because they will be learning from you. You will be leading by example. If nothing more, you'll be leading by example. And that's because no matter what your intuition asks of you, however you relate to that, if it is something that you don't understand outside of yourself, but you know it's bigger than you, and you don't have a word for it, the best one I can come up with that we have in our language is it's a spiritual thing. because we don't have a way of defining what it is. Trust that. And you will trust that in this moment that you find yourself at some point. This is for quite a few of you. If you have not already gone through this, you will be going through this at some point. And the confidence that you show, the complete lack of doubt that you have, and the lack of confusion, there's so much confidence in that moment where everybody expects you to fold and you don't. That completely stuns everyone because you turn the table 100 degrees in your favor, like 100% in your favor, 100 degrees, 180 degrees. Interesting. Degrees might have something in particular to do with that. Either way, that may be a synchronicity for some, and I do hope that it validates your intuition. And the next layer down, we have what's coming through in the receptive energy. We have major arcana of the Star and the Hanged Man. These two are very strongly telling me, especially from the images present within them, that you have been giving and giving and giving to light. Your positive karma has been being stored from this life and many other lifetimes. You have family, you have ancestors, you have so many aspects and energies and beings that have been loving you and supporting you and helping whatever light that you put out there to continue to grow and grow and grow and move from individual to individual, scenario to scenario, making positive change. Your ripples have been being amplified, carried through as much as possible to fill up as much of a reservoir of light within your star, to the point that the Hanged Man, these assertive energy within you that has been waiting to act, thus they've been hanging, waiting, watching, planning, observing. It's time. It's time to act. If that is that last push to really just put you over that last lip, to be able to say it's there, we can come into this experience because there's enough energy for it to manifest fully in the physical, or you're on the side of it's there already, it's happening now. The message has been received. This energy is within you. It's also possibly mirrored outside of you, to you. It could be a friend, a family member, a acquaintance, a business partner, and it could definitely be in a romantic aspect, a partnership with someone who is in more assertive energy or masculine energy. And these are major arcana, which means they're locked in. This is not an aspect of free will, because you've already amplified it. This is the manifestation, and this is the divine putting that stamp of approval on it. That spiritual energy is going, all right, I agree, let's create that. So it's created. We do have two minor arcana here, and they're representing that this is something that you have been manifesting, and what you've been manifesting has been manifesting you. Whether you know the individuals involved or the individual, they have been manifesting you as well. And there's just a few finishing touches that need to be done yet in the physical aspect of things. A couple things need to be tweaked. And that's part of where this Hanged Man energy and all this positive karma coming in, that's part of the fine-tuning at this point. In other words, you're in the home stretch of this manifestation. So enjoy the unfolding of it. Enjoy the discovery of it. This is like the greatest, this is like the best Christmas you could ask for, because it's the Christmas of your life here. The unfolding of falling into healing and opening to love again after feeling of suppressed, oppressed maybe even, for you. You found your freedom from it. Good for you. That's more in the receptive energy. So this is what you're being asked to be willing to understand, receive, and know to be true, and allow yourself to receive, to see synchronicities around this being what is true for you. What's more in the assertive energy is that this is a transformation, and not only is there the sword of truth here with the Ace of Swords, it's in a position where you hold the sword, you wield it. And the sword, it's a double-edged sword. The truth will hurt, but it will also heal. You wield that power of truth within yourself, in your observations around you, and you decide what to cut, what to keep, what needs to be let fall away to be regenerated and made into something new. You holding the sword, you having that there, means that your intuition is yet again a synchronicity, incredibly strong. Your intuition is on point. You know when it's true and when it's false. There's a feeling to it that you can't deny and you can't put in words. But you know it with every fiber of your being. Because the sword of truth, especially paired with the Death card in the upright, this is very strong warrior energy. You're a very, very strong spiritual warrior. And that's because you have a lot of allies. And you have a lot of lives and a lot of history and a lot of knowledge. And you know what's true. And you know that you don't fight this battle alone. Because everything that you have done, all the risks that you have taken, all the steps you have made, you gave your all. And now what's coming in is someone who will give their all to you too. A situation, a dynamic, a person. But in particular, for those of you that this resonates as a romantic aspect, this person will give their all. You give your all, they will give that same. You may not always understand each other, but that's where you get to experience life. You get to learn, and you get to be challenged to grow and know yourself even deeper. This waiting for that jar of the karma to build and build and build, the positive karma to build and build and build, the love and the light and the ripples out from you of positive love and change. And these are your fears here. These are what you fear has been happening within the other side, and that means it's partially happening within you. You fear it's been too long. And it's definitely on your mind. Definitely on your mind. But know that these are not major arcana. You could still, there's still free will to exercise here. There's also concern about how the interaction will occur when you do encounter this manifestation. As your masks, all those filters kind of fall away between the two of you, you're aware that there's that distance between the two sides as you come fuller and fuller into alignment, closer and closer to complete transparency. That there may need to be somewhat of a buffer. This could simply mean that you're feeling the interaction or the movement of the spiritual aspect that we don't have a word for, or the divine, at play within you both. That there's some kind of connection where you know what's going to happen within, what you're manifesting coming through. If it's a project or a decision or a business aspect of life, because I am getting that as part of that. And it could be both for some people that are tuning in here, that there is somewhat of a spiritual connection happening here, some kind of extrasensory awareness and exchange of information. Even some aspect of it being timeless. So higher selves may be involved, future selves may be involved. You have a lot of support in this process. So while this is happening, yet again, these are minor arcana, so these are all up to free will choice. Nothing is like manifest locked in here. So you can still decide that it hasn't been too long, that you're willing to move through this process and trust the support and the aid and the information coming through, even if you're a bit confused by it. You know that whatever comes through that confuses you, you can decide to cut it away, let the decay go, so that new can come up in its place, that you will into being. The only thing that is present here is we have the Star card in the reverse, and we have the Star card in the receptive aspect upright. So the question is, that's how I read the reverse cards, is it's a question. It's a willing to look deeper into what you're putting into your creation, to your star. What are you willing into being? Is it truly what you want to create? What you're willing into being? Part of the concern that is being brought to mind, or to my attention, to my intuition, to my mind's eye, is that you've had such a heartbreaking past history. Your heart was really, really broken, and it impacted how you viewed who you are, yourself. The question is, are you going to be able to be honest with yourself about whether or not you're choosing to create what you know, because you know how to move in that, you know how to do that dance, versus create the very thing that you know is the exact opposite of what caused your broken dreams and was everything you desired while those dreams were being broken, but was not capable of being that because there was the wrong person, the wrong situation, the wrong time, whatever it may be. That is your choice. And it's locked in because it's telling you, you have the power to make this decision. You are the star. You have the power to create this. Are you going to be honest, brutally honest with yourself, with what you are giving your attention to? Are you wanting it to be a thing where you're a victim again, where your dream is broken again? If so, then that's how it's going to play out, because it's how you want it to play out. And then all of everything that you went through and are currently experiencing will be for that to happen again. And you do play a role in that. It cannot be completely on the other side of the manifestation to bear that responsibility. It takes both sides to create this. And you have a third energy, which is the divine. It is not a third party. It is the recognition that you're both in co-creation state. Both sides of this is co-creating this. If you're struggling with that, if you realize that you're kind of in this, well, I'm going to make you, more of an oppositional kind of a relationship with this, especially when you first start to encounter it manifesting, that recentering, regrounding yourself, is this really what I want to do? Because I did have some cards come through, and in particular, it speaks to being in total control of yourself, to know all of your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings as they come through, and to decide if you want them to be what you empower or not. Just because you have them does not mean that's what you're going to create, because you're aware of your subconscious thoughts as well as your conscious thoughts. You have done the work. And you're cunning and you're crafty, and so is your subconscious. So as these thoughts and these emotions come through, you're able to consciously choose what you want to empower. Even if it is to passionately reject what you're thinking and the feelings that it's causing within you, you trump it with passionately rejecting it as not being your truth, not being what you choose to create. This is where working with the subconscious can really help to supercharge any manifestation, especially when it's something that is so beautiful and so deep and so powerful in anyone's life, such as what is coming through here. So I moved into getting some additional advice for you guys, just to kind of tie it all together there at the end for you. What came through was the need to create a sacred space for yourselves, somewhere within you, be it meditation or, a dream space, or some little thing that you do that doesn't seem to be anything big to anybody on the outside, but is a grounding for you. Maybe it's going outside barefoot, or you take a moment as you pass by the mantle and you look at a picture of a loved one that grounds you in what love is: truth, safety, security, being loved for who you are, what it is to feel safe, so that you have that familiarity with it when you need to. And know that you are being supported by so many light beings that are masters. They're teachers to masters. And they're helping you work through this healing. So if anything feels overwhelming or a little odd or a little strange, or you feel especially tired, it's because you're working through so many emotional and intellectual and energetic things then in your physical form. A good example of this would be, anytime you have a really strong emotional experience, how exhausted you are afterwards. So if you have that exhausted feeling and yet there was no really high emotional experience, high intensity experience, it's because you're being aided in being able to be fully present for what you've manifested. Part of what you've manifested is yourself, not what's coming in. You've manifested you, a new you, a you that is capable of having healed more of these parts of you that were so brokenhearted over the past dreams and hurt or betrayed. It's manifesting yourself into a healed state that's beyond what you would necessarily experience if you were not doing this work and moving through manifesting in the way that you are. This is definitely beyond the normal experience. It's very beautiful and intense, and it's because who you are, and I mean all of who you are, not just you in this moment or just in this life, but you're connected to all of you. And who you are is this brilliant, beautiful, vibrant being that has so much to offer this world, so much to experience and offer yourself. And you have longed for that. You have manifested it through that. So you are being supported in that, and know that you are in a window of time in your life where anything you desire to experience, and I don't mean like I just desire, a sandwich right now and it just manifests in your hands. I mean truly, to the core of all of you, desire to experience in this life. It's limitless. Whatever you desire on that level, you're in a manifestation portal for that right now. And then I was called to grab some power animal cards. And I grabbed 2, and the scarab came right out. It wanted to come out, and its specific symbology is that of regeneration. The celestial bodies, so astrology may be something that could have some synchronicities in it for you at this time in particular. Definitely the sun, being that it's such a big part of the scarab and Egyptian lore. And that it can resurrect pieces and parts and aspects of the self that you wish to retrieve, as they were placed with, the dead. And the concept in the Egyptian was that as long as your physical form was intact, you could be resurrected. This speaks yet again to letting what has decayed fall away, to regenerate that you will in its place. If you wish to reclaim pieces of yourself, this is telling you you are doing so if you haven't already done so. And then we have birds, which it really just screamed to me of that liberation, that freedom, the experience of being in the wind and coasting on it and being able to move with it. I think the closest thing that we could probably, at least what's coming to mind at this time, have as humans to relate to would be a similar feeling to what you feel on a motorcycle, or when you're hang gliding, or skydiving, or you have those gliding suits. And you jump off the top of the mountain and you glide all the way down to the bottom. Just that feeling of profound freedom. This is going to be an exhilarating experience, and know that if you don't wish it to be bad, it won't be. If you wish it to be great, the divine's there with you. That being, that spiritual aspect that is backing this, all of these energies that are supporting you, they are on board with that, because they know that not only have you done the work to receive this, but you were made to receive this. It is who you are. And that concludes today's reading. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. I do have some links to some free meditations to Insight Timer below, as well as a course that I offer there to help work through and relate to how to liberate yourself through working with the subconscious. The divine within me honors the divine within you. Namaste.